Hi Pisces, welcome to your January 2019 forecast with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It truly means the world. So with that said, not only did we grow and change, but we also survived 2018. So we are here on the other side in 2019, ready and waiting to thrive, and I love that. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. And before we start, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, like peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the month has in store for you. So January, your actions and your interactions with the world at large. And this month you get the Four of Pentacles, which is great actually. So your actions and your interactions, you are very much focused on building, on saving, on accumulating. And it kind of feels to me this isn't necessarily just about physical resources. This is about building up your inner world. I kind of feel like your actions are very much geared towards building some kind of stability or foundation for yourself. You really have this idea of something of where you want to be, and the Four of Pentacles is saying whatever ideas you held on to before will need to change and grow, and it's almost like you understand that, which is why you're putting things in place now to build on or to grow yourself and your success going forward. And with the Four of Pentacles, this always sees something practical in nature. It sees you kind of doing what you can and ultimately putting in place coping mechanisms, even if you like. And I really like this because it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of you are closing up a 4-year cycle, and I feel like you step into January saying, right, I know where I've been, I know what the last 4 years have given me, and I'm ready to do something different now. It's almost like you're using your history as a platform. You're using everything that you've been through to step into or onto a new platform to say, right, that was me then, but this is me now, and I understand what all of those experiences have been about, how they're going to shape me, how they're going to grow me, and ultimately how I can turn them into something to offer the world. Really, really exciting. Really, really exciting. It also tells me that you're not hanging on to it either. It's almost like, you know, you're hanging on to the knowledge that you've gained from it, but you're not hanging on to the feelings, and that's a really powerful place to be in. Your money and your materials this month, you've got the Nine of Cups. This is beautiful. It's wish fulfillment, it's happiness, it's abundance, but ultimately it is about a wish coming true. So in terms of your physical health, there's a lot of healing going on. You know, the Four of Pentacles, like I said, the past and, you know, what you've been through and standing on your history. The Nine of Cups then comes in and it offers total healing of your past. This is about being able to look at something in your past and say, right, okay, I'm going to disconnect to how I feel about it, and I'm going to use the wisdom that I've gained from it. So your physical health is almost like your physical health will get better because you're approaching it and looking at your emotional health, and ultimately that is true wealth, right? Health is wealth, as Kelly Rosano says, I believe. So your money and your materials, in terms of your finances, the Nine of Cups is great because it suggests that there's something you've wanted to do that you've held back on because you didn't have the finance, or you didn't have as much money as you were hoping to have. This kind of suggests that you'll have a good enough financial month this month in order to have that. It's kind of like there's a big ticket item, something that you've waited, Four of Pentacles, a long time to have the resources to do or to build or to have. And the Nine of Cups basically says you will realize that dream this month. Either that, or you will get the final piece or the final chunk that you need to then make that happen for yourself in your life. And I love that for you. That's really, really exciting. So your communications with the world at large, let's have a look. You got the Four of Wands. Stunning. This suggests that your communication, so there's definitely some kind of celebration coming in here. It looks like a possible windfall, but I don't feel like this is money that just kind of drops out of the sky. This is almost like something that you've invested in, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your resources. It could just be your time that you've invested, and therefore you get that time back in some kind of lucrative way. You know, because it's a wish fulfilled, but it's also, in your communications, this is something that you're sharing with everybody. Like, look at what's happened, this has happened. I see like a lot of you being like really excited about it, like, wow, you know, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, but it's happened. Your communications are blessed this month. People are really receiving you well. They're hearing everything that you have to say, and ultimately people are celebrating you and your achievements. It's kind of like, you don't have to be the sponge, you don't have to be the person in the background playing the supporting role to everybody else. Pisces, this month you can scream from the rooftops, look at what I have, look at what I've achieved, and people are going to be happy for you. People are going to support you and say, wow, you know, I'm so glad, I'm so happy that this has happened for you, or I'm so glad that you've been able to do this. This looks like a really beautiful month for you guys shaping up so far. You know, in your communications, yeah, you're definitely going to hear of some really good news coming your way. You know, for some of you, this news might not necessarily come directly about you. It could be news that comes to you. But it's going to make you really happy nonetheless. And then finally, for this part of your spread, you've got your emotional sector. You've got the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this is absolutely stunning. I kind of feel, the feeling that I get from this is all of you in some way, shape or form are going to see the real world implications of all of your hard work, whether that is in your professional life, whether it's in your personal life, academic, spiritual, whatever you have done. You know, this is aside from what it means in terms of its emotional sector. It feels like this is the month where you get some kind of reward. This is because the Ten of Pentacles, achievement, accomplishment, attainment. So for those of you that are single, this looks very much like you and a partner get established. This is where, you know, you meet someone and you say like, actually, yeah, you know what, I could see myself being with this person for a long time. You know, this is about, you know, going from seeing somebody to being boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, whatever you are. You know, I'm just saying, like, it's where a relationship has a real chance to form. For those of you that are partnered, this is moving in together. This is, you know, signing on the dotted line on a new place together, maybe buying a new home. For those of you that have a home already and, you know, you're in an established relationship or marriage, this just kind of says that there's not only going to be more growth and more abundance for both of you, but it feels very much to me like an element of support. It's like your relationship is more solid this month than it has ever been in its entire life. And I feel like a lot of this is because you are celebrating. It's almost like you're so open and so willing to share everything that there's kind of like this mutual understanding and renewed vigor and renewed love. I really love this for you guys. It's beautiful. You know, relationships look beautiful for Pisces finally, right? after a while. So your first week of January, you've got the Devil card underneath the Four of Pentacles. You know, you're letting stuff go, right? You're coming into new ways of doing things and new ways of perceiving things, and you're wrapping up an old cycle. The Devil card is basically coming on to say, look, don't hang on to it. You know, we've already said that you're not hanging on to it emotionally, you're just looking at it. If you find yourself slipping back into an old habit or an old pattern, this is the time to reach out, because you will find more support in your you know, in your environment or your social circle or your support system or your support network. You will find so much support there. So this is the time. If you find yourself in the first week of January, you know, treading old ground or going over old things, or, you know, some of your old sort of like comes up, reach out, because you'll be met with so much support and love. It will be unbelievable. So your second week of January, you've got the Moon card. This is actually your card. Underneath the Nine of Wands, underneath the Nine of Cups. And the fact that this falls underneath the Nine of Cups is actually beautiful, because it suggests that you can look at the past, you know, especially the Moon card next to the Devil card, and you can really this month really make strides with removing that emotion from what you're looking at. It's like you're making a conscious effort and decision not to take the emotional stuff with you, but to retain the knowledge. The fact that the Moon card falls under, so the Moon card number 18, 1 and 8 gives you 9, underneath the Nine of Cups, in your wealth sector, in your, you know, your money and your materials. This kind of suggests to me that a period of emotional poverty is coming to a close. It's coming to an end. Why? The number 9 is all about completion. It's all about the end of a cycle, clearing the deck for what is new, for what is next. And I really, really love that for you guys. It's beautiful. So the 3rd week of January, you've got the World card. This is you leveling up. Once you sort of make the cuts and the snips, yeah, of the emotional strings, once you cut those strings, the 3rd week of January, it looks to me like you are absolutely flying. This is where you really make a step into a brand new life. It's kind of like you'll go so far, and it's almost like once you step over that line, once you step over that threshold into this new self, into this new person that's standing on top of their history, you are going to master up and you are going to level up, and people are going to be hooked on what you're saying, on how you're delivering certain things. You are about to become a master of something, Pisces, and I really love this for you. It's very, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. So your 4th week of January, you've got the High Priestess underneath the 10 of Pentacles. Don't be afraid to dream big. And if there is some kind of, it almost feels to me like there's something that you've always wanted to do. So for those of you that are partnered, it's kind of like, you know, it could be anything from, you know, I've always wanted to go on a hot balloon with you, or I've always wanted to go to Venice and sit in a gondola, you know, all of that sort of stuff. Whatever it's kind of like, and it's hidden. It's something that you've always said, like, you know what, when I achieve this, I'm going to do that for my partner, or when I've achieved that, I'm going to do this for myself. This is the month where you need to do that. It no longer needs to be something behind the scenes that you thought, you know, this is the month where it becomes tangible. You've got to let it out into the world. This is the time for you to create that thing that always seemed like a fantasy. This is the month where you say to yourself, right, now it becomes a reality. And it really needs to move from the realm of possibility into the realm of actuality. And with the cards that have come up, you can absolutely do that. And I think for those of you that are partnered, if you do it, your partner will be blown off their feet. If this is something that you've always wanted to do for yourself, this is the month to do it. You've worked hard enough for it and you've earned it, so go for it. So your key to the month, you've got the Lovers card. Like I said, relationships are really strong this month. Relationships are powerful. The fact that you've got the Lovers also is about your choice. You are making the right decisions, Pisces. You will no longer ever need to second guess yourself. This month of January is a month to be sure, strong and confident in and of yourself about where you're going and about who you are. And in terms of all of these cards here, the Lovers cards is basically saying, you know, you are making all of the right decisions and you're heading in the right direction from where it is that you truly want and ultimately deserve to be. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care. Let me know how it shapes up in the comments, and I will see you very soon for more videos.